Oh, here are my glasses.
Oh, I see your names. Within this area, there's been some work done. You see this access with a window in the door. This window has been set up so they can monitor this area. Obviously, it's an intake area and an observation area before anybody can be moved here to a bed with the other residents. So we want to improve this a little bit. On the other side of this, these are storage racks for a storage room. In the long term, we're showing a wall and this being set up as its own area. So one of the things we thought of for this area is there could be potentially a wall constructed across this side. And we're talking about looking at actually putting a different floor system in here, maybe a rubberized floor that can, and we're researching which product would be appropriate. But I think we can get a rubberized floor which will give be a little bit better than concrete, maybe reduce some of the mats, and then also a product that's cleanable, something like you'd see in an emergency room, that type of thing. So they can clean, they can pull up the few sleeping mats and really clean the room well, and because obviously this is a room where there's high potential for contamination.
Will this room eventually have a bathroom facility in it by itself?
No.
No. Okay, so that's not a plan that would affect constructing a wall.
Right.
Okay.
So what would be the best we would do this for our project, for a one-day project now?
If we could get a wall constructed and at least one side finish on it, and we can talk about what the appropriate product is, whether that's a fiber back panel. Maybe this room could be painted, cleaned up, and floor put down. That would be what I would think could be about as much as could be accomplished. Particularly as you consider projects, you all get to work out and figure out. But that's reasonably. That way, you leave one side of the wall open. They could put the storage shelves go back against it, and in the future, when we needed to add, power outlets and things like that in the wall, it would still be available from the other side. And this particular area would feel like it's been cleaned up and enhanced, and it's kind of its own separate little project area. Okay.
Would the room also need to be painted?
I would think that would be. We can either look at painting, or we could look at if there's an appropriate surface to put on the other walls, so it makes it more cleanable. Some fiber back panel. Or some fiber reinforced panel, something like you'd see in a freezer cooler, that type of thing. And it's easily cleanable and looks a little more antiseptic than what we have now.
And just to make sure, Bill, just as a general comment, I think I might have told some of you this. Obviously, the ceilings are not very pleasant to look at. There are other issues with regards to those with the sprinkler system. That's the reason there are no ceiling tiles. So everybody knows that's a problem. And we're going to discuss whether or not that's something we might be able to help with. But so the ceiling stuff is what it is for now. There's nothing we can do about that. So obviously every room you're going to go, hey, we could use some ceiling tiles in there. Well, yeah. So
and that's where I talked about getting to be the bad news guy. Well, okay, if you're going to do that, now you got to add a next level sprinkler. You got to expand the system that's here and yes.
So for now, for today's purposes, we aren't going to really talk about ceiling stuff at all. So just so everybody knows that.
So that's as far as I thought it reasonably could be accomplished
Sure.
with the project,
Exactly.
the types you consider.
It's perfect.
Exactly what we do.
Yeah. When someone comes here and they're in a state of inebriation or drug-induced coma or whatever, do you supply them with blankets and that kind of thing while they're here, or do they come with nothing, or?
Yeah, they have everybody can have sheets and blankets. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. A few of them use their own sleeping bag, but they're all given if they want blankets.
Okay.
And do you have an adequate supply
just
of
gonna
those?
ask that. Yeah.
We can always use more blankets and sheets. I'll show you the bedding that we have the beds that we have as we go around.
Now, I'm looking at a one-day project for this. You're going to have maybe the most, you could fit 4 people here working at one time. I mean, that's the most. So what other projects could we have to utilize more people?
Well, by the time we're done.
Yeah, we got lots.
This is
Yeah.
just
Yeah, but I mean, just logistically.
They're going to walk us around the whole
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
and tell us.
Okay.
Oh, I think if you were good at planning, you could use a dozen or a half dozen people in here.
Yeah, I think so.
If you really were good at your planning,
Yeah.
and you had it step by step on how to get people in and out and what their jobs were. So let's go on.
And the earliest that we could get into the facility would be 8 o'clock, and the latest we could stay would be like 5. I mean,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
just,
in one
just
day.
for
But the
planning
good thing
purposes.
is, it is open during the days, like right now,
Yeah.
we can get in there. So if we do
You
have to
need
do
to
a
do
little
prep
bit of
work.
prep work
Well,
before,
that's
we
what
can
I'm
get
wondering.
Yeah,
Is if
prep work could be done other days. We're every day is available.
What if we paint? Because the paint's probably not going to be dry.
And that's why that's why I say maybe we want to consider another product
Another
that,
substance, yeah.
that's
Right.
a pre-finished product, and you just do
Well, I'm
some
just
trim
thinking.
work
I'm
on
thinking
it.
of this wall, right? Because you could build this wall, rock, tape, and mud pretty quick. I mean,
Yeah.
like
You got
in,
blowers.
in a
Come
couple-
back the
Flowers.
following Saturday to paint it.
Yeah.
Get that low order.
Just run.
Okay.
Sheet rock.
Should probably move on.
Okay.
Yeah.